Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Every object on Earth possesses what is called a natural frequency, which depends on its size, shape, and composition. 1-7. This explains how a singer can shatter a glass by hitting a certain note, which does not happen because the singer's voice has reached a particularly high pitch. Rather, it is a matter of attaining the natural frequency of the glass. As a result, all the energy in the sound of the singer's voice is transferred to the glass, and it shatters.
Welcome and good evening, Cosmic Explorers. I am Hillis Pugh along with
Gregory. Here's the car.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to hang out. I didn't think she was going to come on till a little bit later.
Oh, well, I kind of jumped on. I'm about to cross the border, so, you never know what's going to happen. I put sunglasses on, even though the sun's going down.
Yeah, I see that. And so, quick welcome and shout out to Deborah, Indigo, Mother of Messages, Dom, everyone who's joining us tonight. And Rebecca for hopping on while she's driving home.
Yeah, from my pioneer in the mountains, in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yes. But before we get into Rebecca's little story, we have a quick couple of announcements to make. So next month is September, and I will be away doing some deep diving, self-care, plant medicine, all that good stuff. And so Rebecca would be here with some guest co-host, Megan, which is one of the people who were here last week. Maybe Ariana will hop on again. So next month, September, will be a month of surprises and mystery.
We will be the great mystery next month because he knows what's going to happen.
Indeed. And I know that last week, Indigo brought up, it was kind of challenging to offer donations to us. So I figured it out. And Indigo, probably one of the reasons why you was having a challenge was because that you are in international waters. And so instead of the usual Podbean link that is in the description and that I was posting in previous weeks, you are more than welcome to pop into the description below and see the PayPal donation link where you guys can make a one-time or monthly donations to help us keep the show going. So very much appreciative of that, and for you guys constantly supporting us, and you guys popping on and sharing the love and the message with all your friends and family. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know if you can hear me.
No, I can hear you fine. I mean, well, so it's like you're in the car, so I mean that's how it sounds.
Oh, gotcha. I'm cruising along.
Yeah, just keep cruising. Keep your eyes on the road.
I am. I have my eyes on the road. I can multi-dimensional task, so.
I love that multi-dimensional task. And so Before we get into tonight's readings and messages, there is one topic that has been really hitting home with me the past week or so. I even wanted to do a video about it this week, but in my travels and with the energies coming in, just didn't really have the energy to gather myself to do the video. But what has been on my mind is the energy of separation and the energy of how it separates us. And if you guys resonate with this message and have any questions as we discuss, feel free to comment, and we'll expand on this great conversation about separation. And so, as it begins, what really, sparked my thought about this is the fact that you have across the world vaccinated and non-vaccinated people. So I'm like, this is a cycle repeating itself all over again. What's going on? And so then I had to sit with this. And so, throughout time, throughout history, we had sexism, racism, various isms that separated the people and the population, right? And as this energy separated the population, and not just the population, but the population of the planet, the population of the people, creating buckets of individualism and separatism, meaning that you are separate. You are, you don't belong in that class of people. You don't belong over here. You belong over there, with this class or that class. And there's all this long list of categories. And in that long list of categories, there's this energy of subcategories of which you have to define yourself by. So, okay, for me, for example, Black, yes. Fair skin, yes. Gay, okay, he doesn't fit in this category, so where should we put him? And so, is he middle class or poor or rich? Okay, he's middle class, so he's a Black middle class man, so he's in that. And so there's all these thoughts and energies around it. So it really bothers me to my heart to see that we're going through another phase of this cycle of this whole separation. So Rebecca, I want to know what you're feeling about all of this.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's so prevalent right now. But I think it's the ending of a cycle too, because I feel like history, so many isms and so many, and I was telling you before, I was in the deep south today. My GPS, I was in the back roads of South Carolina today. I don't even know where the hell I was. But anyhow, I was just like the whole time, these old plantations, cotton fields, and I mean, I was feeling the spirit. I was like, a couple times I felt like a noose around my neck driving through these areas. And I was just clearing energy. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but so I went through this whole thing, and this was like, and then the last road I ended up with Martin Luther King, and I didn't want to bring it into this, but it was just very interesting how I had that experience today, and now you're bringing up this subject. That is so true. And before you were talking about the vaccine, and it is. It's like another way to separate us. And it's that question now. We really have to stand back and stand in our truth and be like, we stop the separation. It's time we come into the oneness. But, the forces that be that don't want that to happen are fighting for their life right now, basically, is what I feel, because we are coming in to the end of that cycle. And, everybody's waking up. Everybody's coming into a new space, but the isms are all here, and it's up to each one of us to say no more. As I say all the time, that we don't live in that paradigm anymore, and hold on to that energy of all these isms that have kept us separated. because there's no room for it anymore. There's no place for it. And going back to my journey today, it was very interesting because I was, and this was just my journey today. That's why it's on my mind. But I was riding through this town, with colored people that were, and I was like waving to them, like. This is like morning things I do. But, and what the thought was coming to me, like, I was thinking to myself, I want you to know that not all of us out there, if you're going into the isms of the racism and stuff, not all of us out there are like this. Hello, we're here. We're like you are. We all have to come together. So that was my little drive this afternoon through the sound.
Yeah. You make an interesting point when you say we're at the end of this cycle, and I feel I have to agree with you on that we are at the end of this ism cycles, the cycle that has been a part of humanity for thousands upon thousands of years, and it's in that where we as humanity, I feel, learned a lot about one another, about our individual cultures and understanding who we are, on different continents and in different countries and all these other spaces. But what I find most fascinating too is that in that, being, how you and I are such contrast for this show. We're like high contrast for this show. Me being a black man, gay man, and you being a white woman. I mean, you can't get more contrasty than that. But what?
No.
Yeah. No. But what is interesting is the fact that, most African Americans, they really don't know their history or their heritage, where they come from. I mean, most things go back to slavery. But beyond that, you really don't know, because there's no history of that. And so, I have a few friends of mine who have actually done research and really gone further back, which is amazing. But I say that because it goes back to one of the things we talked about before. As we are in the ending of the cycles of the isms, how we now are allowing ourselves to step into a cycle of more tolerance, more love, more unity, more oneness. And in that, we are now beginning to see that the ancestral history of self, the generational history of self, really doesn't matter all that much anymore, which is probably why, what you said earlier, it makes complete sense that, the powers that be in a fight for their life to keep this energy going.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it's coming. When I go away on my little journeys, because I get so much insight, and things. Me, my damn stories and shit that happens to me. Take away from this weekend. So this week I went up to the mountains to visit my daughter, and I booked this Airbnb. Oh my gosh, it's up in the woods. It's this little town, literally like an Indian fort made out of birch wood. It was really cool, but a little musty was in. But they had like an outhouse, which I thought was like, yes, I'm getting into the outhouse. Was like literally right outside the place. No, it's over the river down at the bottom of the freaking hill. Like, there is no way in hell I'm walking down there in the middle of the night. And then the shower was a bucket that you had to go walk and get water. So anyhow, well, Miss Kyman figured out both, and I was brilliant with what conclusions. But I realized how attached I got to those survival skills. Like the bathroom, shower, and I was so attached to, oh my God, how I'm going to do this. And really made me step in and really see that, all these things that we require in the world, we really don't. And that we can be in a place now of the simplicity of who we are, and that we are held and everything is taken care of, and we can figure it all out and be in the energy of it, and everything just flows. We just like let go and just surrender to what's happening, and that's what I did. And then I like came up with some brilliant plans, and I took my cold shower with a bucket, and yeah, I got it all figured out, and it was just brilliant, everything together. So it really pushed myself, out of the comfort zone this weekend of like, and realized like how attached I am, which I thought I wasn't, to these little simple things, And so I guess the question to ask, where are you attached to little things in life that really don't matter, and you can shift and change with them to be in the flow.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I want to hear from some of you guys, and welcome Patty, welcome everyone, welcome Bridget to the show for those who popped in late. But let's hear from some of you guys. What are some of the things that you are attached to? Like, what are some of your...
everyone. Wait a minute, we're coming into Florida. I'm sorry.
And so we want to hear like some of the things that you are attached to. Like what are some of your isms that you aren't really taking notice? And I have to show this comment really quick where Patty popped in, and what did Patty say? I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. Well, Patty says he enjoys a good cosmic ism.
Hold on, I gotta put the phone down, the popo.
So thank you, Patty, for that. And so, so Dom says he's attached to alcohol. Indigo says I'm attached to my crystals. And I'm just going to be honest, one of the things, I'm attached to my crystals too, like Indigo. But one of the things that I'm attached to is routine and having a schedule. It's like I get up in the morning, I have my cereal, I do my morning meditation, I do everything, and then I go do my shower. It's like my routine, my day routine, and if my day routine is kind of off, and it's like, okay, what's happening? And so I'm attached to, I guess, schedule and routine, and so that is my ism, routineism. It's like having a schedule and having structure, and finding out what's happening and what's going, and so it's just being in that space of knowing. And part of what I'm learning to do is learning how to detach from that and not have a schedule that's so strict, allow myself to have that flexibility. So thank you, everyone, for sharing. And Dom, you are hilarious. Yes, I understand that you're not a drunk, but you drink a lot.
And hello.
Yes.
I can hear me. I didn't know if I disappeared. I want to thank you so much for taking care of doing everything for our show and keeping track of everyone in that part. Because last week, as you know, I forgot to go live and just like coordinating everything and trying to like do everything during the show. So I just want to thank you so much and let you know how much I appreciate you, because I got to see firsthand. I'm like, holy shit, now I'm glad Hillis does this, because that was quite a challenge for me.
Yeah. And see, going back to that, and thank you again, everyone, for sharing so much of what you guys are attached to. So now, because it brings up another ism, because, without, everything that we do, everything that we do or don't do puts us in a quote unquote bucket, right?
Yeah.
And in this bucket, you can find a Hillis, a Rebecka, a Dom, an Indigo, a Bridget, a Patty. And if they don't fit, then you find a Lisa or a Linda or a Megan or a Ariana. You can find it. So it's like, so just imagine right now, everyone. You are in a desert with thousands upon thousands of buckets. And each bucket has a label on it. And how many labels do you think your name will fit in? You know, there's the racism bucket, there's the bigotry bucket, there is the routine bucket, there is the sexism bucket, there is the feminism bucket, there is the Marxism bucket. There's all these little buckets, all these things that we think, and I use that word intentionally, all these things that we think define us. All these things we were taught to define us. All these things that we feel, that we think, and have been taught to connect to because it defines who we are. You know, just like filling out an application or filling out a form, you know, check this box if you're this, check this box if you're that. And so now, time to start unchecking all the boxes. And like Dom said, yeah. Can we kick over the way? Yeah, we can kick over all the buckets, Dom, to be honest. We can kick them all over.
I love how you brought this up, Hillis.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm in and out, so I'm doing the best I can. I love how you set up, you know, what we're attached to as far as the labels of who we are. I heard some of it was going in and out. And I had a very interesting conversation this weekend. See, this weekend was like this show, so everything experienced. My introduced me to these ladies that she was doing art with, and I was sitting there talking to the lady, and she was just saying what her daughter, you know, my daughter is. I was like, you know, and somehow we got talking about mom and this and that, and I was like, well, I had to really, it's been difficult, you know, the transition of her in college. I had to cut the cords. Megan, and the woman's like, you know what a cord is from? I'm like, yes, I do. I'm like, because I want to cut the cords of the attachment of the mom I was to her, because we're developing a new relationship right now. So it's, you know, even like that, stepping into the label of the mom I was and shifting, and that's why labels and who you are anchor into, you can always shift and change, cutting the cords and doing something new.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you brought that up because it reminds me of my mom is reminding me. My mom is always with me. She's reminded me of a time when I was a teenager, and I was maybe 14 or 15, a young teenager at that. So, you know, young teenagers really think they know it all. Like, they really are in this space. You can't tell me what to do. I could do whatever I want, blah, 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 blah. And so...
They know it all.
Right? And so this was a time when my aunt was in the hospital. And I don't know what the situation was. I don't know what happened. I just remember yelling at my mom in the kitchen, going to say, I don't care what you say. I'm going to go see her in the hospital, blah, 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 blah. And I threw something at her and I yelled at her and I ran out the door. And didn't know how I was going to get to the hospital.
You're hooking it.
I got there. And reason why I bring that up, because that is a space of where where I started to define my relationship with my mom. You know, and just another story that she wants me to express. I might have been sophomore, junior in high school. So I was just doing all kind of stuff. So the image that you guys receive.
You were out of control, weren't you?
Not really. I was a little bit rebellious, not much. So the image that I have now that you guys perceive, it took me a minute to get here. And so when I was in high school, you know, that was the time we all just wanted to do what we wanted to do. And so, you know, I was 15. My mom made me get a fake ID so I can work. Because in Illinois, you have to be 16 to work. And so we knew the congressman, so the congressman hooked me up with a job. And so I was like, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. This is something you want me to do, to have responsibility, to have my own money, which in the long run I was happy for, because I started, having my own money and I could do whatever I want without asking my mom for money, which is nice. But anyway, the point that I want to make here is that there was one night I had a wrestling meet. And I told, and my mom thought I was working. So I told my mom I was at work, and I told my job that I couldn't come in. So, yeah, exactly. And so at the wrestling meet, I ended up spraining my knee. Yeah. And so talk about my mom being upset and my job being disappointed in me. I still kept my job. My mom was mad at me for a few days, but I didn't get on punishment. So, I mean, and I share that story because we often do things in our lives that other people want us to do. We often do things to make other people feel good.
Yeah.
And so I say, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, finish.
I don't know what I was going to say, so you finish.
And I say all of that to say, is because sometimes when we live our lives for other people, we feel that's going to appease them and make them happy. And so this goes back to all the isms, because the labels that we think define us are going to, make us feel good or make other people, satisfy them, or we satisfy ourselves by really figuring out who we are. But in the long run, we are still figuring out who we are. Look, I'm like 45 years old, and I'm still figuring myself out. I mean, there's every stage when I think I know myself, something else happens. And so in that space, learning to master how to detach and to really not to define yourself by a label, but to accept yourself in the many life transformations.
Yes, very true. And another message I got today. Hold on a second. I think there's an accident happened. It was say yes to you in the flow and no to the rest. And that what you were talking about before, we really need to step up. Hold on. I just needed to send love to everybody that was in the car accident. They were okay. We really need to take us now and look at that space and really like this weekend, what I was throwing out of my box about. We have to really see what we put ourselves into now, and is that serving us and honoring ourselves? That's the number one thing, to honor us, say yes to us, and know that everybody else will be okay. And it's really right now, I was talking to a friend the other day, it's really right now anchoring in the we talked about earlier. It's very important right now to be very discerning in your relationships and what's going on around you, and who you're with and what's happening, and really get down to the nitty-gritty and ask the questions that you've been afraid to ask within yourself. So you really start to explore who you want to be, because that is what the energy is pushing us to right now. Not what we were, not what we were anchored in, not the stories we were told, but hey, you got time right now. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? Who do you want to bring around you? And create that.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And really get clear on what you want. Like I think a lot of people don't really know what they want. They really don't know. I know me. I struggle all the time. What do I really want? I don't even know. I mean, some things do, but it's really fun now to be explorers and really figure out what you want in the world right now, because you can create that. I mean, it's so, like, example, once again on my trip. So I took a little side trip one morning with my dog to the river, and there was this art studio. I have to send you a picture, and they had like bird's nest. It was an art installation, literally life size, in a tree. Like, it was huge. It looked like a freaking giant bird's nest. And it had eggs in it, but it was made. So the ladies I met later that night at the art studio, and I'll show you real quick what she gave me. So I'm leaving. She goes, I want to gift you this so you remember the birds. And she gifts me. Can you see it?
Yes, that's so cool. A little bird's nest.
And that's exactly the picture I took earlier of the installation I saw, and I stopped and took a picture of it, which is unlike me. But I mean, that's how we manifest and how the world is taught us right now through like things, experiences that happen that come to life later on down the line. So that's how we're creating now. It's just so anyhow.
Yes. And I have to show this from Indigo. And welcome, Rob. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. And please, if you like this conversation, share with your friends and family, share on your YouTube or share on your Facebook, wherever you're watching us. And Indigo, I love this because she says there should only be one word to describe us, and that's love, because we are all fractals of one. Yes, I totally agree with that, Indigo. Thank you so much for sharing that. So yes.
Hopefully I don't get road rage.
You better not. And
it's
so,
all
yeah. Right. And so, if you guys have any questions or comments about this topic, we're more than welcome to answer them, to bring clarity, because it is so important, especially now. And I wanted to address what Dom said earlier tonight about the energy that's on the planet right now, because Dom said that he's been low on energy since last night. I woke up crying like a bee this morning, and he's emotional. And so, you guys, I don't know if you are aware of what's happening right now. So there are solar flares happening right now. So, with electronic devices, with us being tired and everything. And so there's a lot of shifting, internal shifting. And so also with upgrades to transform with the crystalline body and all these other energies. And so right now is a good time for rest and self-care for that. So it's okay. Be emotional, cry it out, or just sleep in the bed if you have the ability to do that. But I want to go back to what Rebecka was talking about, that that we have time to choose, and this time to explore and to really get to know who we are. But what's real interesting about all of this? All the kids that are coming in now, from the year 2000, all the kids that were born in 2000 and 2012, in that time period and beyond, they don't have to go through any of this.
I know.
Lucky them, right?
I know. Well, they have a whole nother bucket of things they're going to be dealing with or addressing.
Dealing with our craziness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dealing with our craziness. And so, it's really interesting because I'm just happy
that I'm making anybody dizzy.
I'm just happy that we've had the chance to really talk about all of this, because it's so prevalent in the energy. Especially if you are in watching the news, because I haven't been watching the news. You okay?
Yeah, I changed lanes.
Oh, okay. And so it's just in the space that we're in, and just really allowing ourselves to really know each other outside of the labels that we've been taught and conditioned to learn to be and accept. And so now we are moving into more of an intuitive knowing and intuitive feeling, instead of the conditioned thinking and lessons we've learned through most of our lives. So we're unlearning everything right now, people. So it's going to take a minute to unlearn everything before we move into that space. Oh
It's
my
that
goodness.
energy of moving everything out, you know, especially just coming off that full moon. Oh, said Rick, that full moon we just did with, you know, and the energy of that and that emotion, all that water emotional energy that, you know, has been coming up to moving out, and also the shift of the planet of everything that's happening right now.
Yeah.
So all that fear and everything is at a head right now. We are like at the beginning, you know, I don't even know I don't even want to say, but energetically, we're at the beginning of just some crazy times to navigate. So, but wonderful times as well, you know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's really prevalent right now, so prevalent, you know, to really focus on that self-love. We say that all the time, and really focus on honoring yourself, and really focus on saying yes to you, more so than ever. And if it's not working for you, no. You know, if it doesn't feel right, say no, because that's what we have to do right now, and say yes to what's right for us. And you know what? Let me tell you, everybody will get over it. Yeah, they might get their nose bent out of shape, but just let them be, and let them be on their own path, and let them be in their own, whatever they're in, because it's their storm, not yours, and really take care of you, because it'll all filter out in the end.
Yeah, you know, I was what was I watching today? I was watching it was either a show that I was watching or a movie that I was watching. I watched a couple of things today. And it was interesting because there was somebody talking about the word anger, you know, and I had to show this really quick, you know, because Rob is in the house, and Rob is saying, be in your own universe, your own world. And yes, which brings me to this very, very important point. Thank you, Rob, so much for being on here
Thanks,
watching us
Doug.
and sharing this. And so, you know, when we feel the energy of anger, anger is lower vibrating energy of passion, which is also the lower vibrating energy of love. And so all things do come back to the energy of love. And so when someone is angry or upset with you, it's not you per se they are angry or are upset with. It is them in their space of energy that a level of disappointment or a level of something within themselves that allows for this energy of anger, because you have to remember, you know, being here on earth, being here in this mastery school, that we've uh, come to learn all these different emotions, all these different energies, and all these, because emotions are energy. And so we're understanding all these multi layers of energy, these multi layers of fascinations. And so with that, you know, speaking from the space of the neutral observer.
Whoa, you, oh my gosh. Whew. Holy crap, I'm sorry. I had a car just really, I don't know, just go off the road, and Pat literally almost hit me, so, but
Okay.
I'm all good. Sorry about that.
Good.
Just so football flying by.
Rebecca's okay, everybody. She's still alive.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm protected.
And so, as I was saying, as we move into this multi-layer space, you know, in this school of mastery, we then now have to understand from the space of the neutral observer, from the higher perspective, we then begin to see that the energy that is being projected to us is not of our own design, of our own making. Yet it is the experience of that energy that we have to understand. And so we have to allow ourselves to understand the experience of it, but not the recipient of it. Okay. So I'm going to
Yeah.
repeat that one more time. You have to understand that you are in the experience of whatever emotional space that you're in. and then you have to then begin to perceive it from a neutral observer space, the experience of it, the lesson of it, but not to receive it. So yeah. And now she got to put her glasses on so she can see.
I was trying to get this out of my eye.
So you guys, we talked a long time about this topic, and I'm glad you guys hope you received a lot. Like I said, if you want more clarity on it, please type in your questions below. And yeah, now it's time to move into the spirit questions. And Rob, you're the first one to ask a question tonight. How about that? Tara with an attitude, Bangarang tribe in the house.
Bangarang! Bangarang, Rob!
So it's interesting, Mr. Rob Lee. And I'm not sure if Rebecca's going to be able to do this while she's driving, so I'm going to take all the questions.
What is the question? And I did feel when you said Rob, though, I got like this. It just like blew open. I felt a lot of joy coming from him right now. I just like this just newfound level of just openness around this.
Yeah, and so the question is just generally, do you have any insight for me tonight? And so Rob, in connection to what Rebecca is referring to, all the happiness, all the joy that you're feeling right now. So just stay in that space of happiness. But one of the things that I have heard is the word protection. So just be mindful of your surroundings and the energies that you open up, especially in the space where you are, because I feel that you are, well, actually not feel, I know you're off on the island somewhere doing your thing. But stay in the happiness, stay in the joy, but just be mindful of the energies that you open up. And not so much protection, but more so mindfulness and awareness of the energies that you are connected to right now.
And adding to that, Rob, what I was feeling when Hillis was talking, the word that came to me.
Rebecca.
And shifts and changes that are going on in your world. Am I still here?
Yeah, you broke up for a minute.
Oh. Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, some shifts and changes that are going on, and I feel like maybe it's with your work or something, some opportunities that have come up that were kind of like a big surprise for you. And what I'm getting is to be very discerning, and like even in what we talked about tonight, I'm very discerning of what is best for you, of not always saying everything, because there's an opportunity out there that's going to go your way, and it will come down your way when you can stand in that truth of you, and not have to be the yes man all the time, to say, no, this isn't right for me. I need to do this, so this other door and this other opportunity open up. So that's what came to me. So I hope that resonates with you. Sending you love. Mwah.
Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Rob. And Rob says, just to add, he says, thank you. I got home yesterday, but you are right. I did many readings on the cruise, and it was crazy. And yes, changes are in the works. So yes, thank you, Rob, for the confirmation. Very much appreciate that, my friend, my brother. But Dom wants to know is there a divine message for him? You know, Dom, it always seems like you're in this space of rush. So now it's time for patience as things are shifting right now. And I believe this is a common theme for you. I know this is something that comes up almost every weekend in one form or another, because now I see what they're showing me is like you changing hats. Like there's a lot of hats, like you're moving from one job to the next, like you're doing many things. And in that, you have to ask yourself to slow down and to have patience in that and not wear so many hats. Choose one or two. Um, but yeah, that's in your space. Choose one or two. Don't do so many things, and to have more patience in where you are and what you do.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what's coming to you, Dom? This is kind of fun driving and doing this. Like my monkey mind is keeping busy here.
I was gonna say, look at you being
On
out
the road,
multi-dimensional.
I'm telling you, multi-dimensional right here, folks. Let me tell you. Dom, what I'm really getting to for you, hon, is shit. Hold on, I got to stop. Yellow light. See, stop. That's a message right there. Stop. Is what I'm getting. Yeah, is stop actually. Is stop and have gratitude for what's in your world right now. I feel like you're so caught up in like what's gonna happen, where what I'm gonna do, blah 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 blah. In this cycle, and you've got to stop and look around and take everything in your world right now and look at it from a different point of view and say and open up. I have gratitude for this because, and start to look at everything in your world as a place of gratitude. And Hillis teaches this a lot too, is that space of, I really feel you need to appreciate gratitude for what you have now and look at it from a different space so you can expand and all those little wheels of everything flying everywhere that fly will come clear. You'll know what to grab for. Because right now you're just so in the search for something that you're not taking the time, the gratitude, appreciation for what you have.
Yes, which goes back to the image that I saw of you wearing all these hats. So yeah, it also resonates with the fact that you are doing this space of searching for the one thing, and so just allow yourself to continue to have that patience and allow what you want to come to you. So
I have that right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Rebecca. And so Patty, Indigo's husband, wants to know, I would like to know if my new business is best started now or later after the house move. And you know what's interesting about this, Patty? So Patty would like to know if he can start his new business before or after he moves. And so what I got, Patty, which was interesting, was it's best to start it later. But what I'm feeling too, that you can do like little tiny things, to start now to get the ball rolling, but not to go full fledged until after the move. Like you could do little things to get you excited, to get you in the mindset of having your business in full operation. After you move, so you can do like little things to whether if it's marketing or to have clients over, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Just do those tiny little bits to move the energy, and then when you do that, you can really allow for yourself to be full fledged after the move.
My turn?
Yes. Are you home?
No, not yet. I'm almost home, so I have to get off. But this was fun. I actually did this from the car. This is funny. Creating that. What came to me, Patty, actually is the main thing I saw was I saw a crow. Like a crow came to me, and the message that came to me is the magic is inside you, and you're very magical, and whatever you're moving into, it's going to be very magical. And once again, the word discernment's coming up, and the message that came is don't trick yourself. Don't trick yourself. I don't know if that resonates or what, and sit with that, what that means for you, in that I'm just feeling don't trick yourself into something you might not be when you need to be in a different space around what the magic you're going to create. So that's what came to me on the road.
Yes, magic. Create magic.
Magic! There's lots of magic.
Yes.
Magic is everywhere. We saw something magical yesterday. We went through a rainbow, and then the rainbow was like the trucks in front of there was literally rainbows spitting out of these truck tires in front of us. I've never seen that before. It was crazy. Anyway, that was magic. So anyhow.
So thank you, Patty, for your question. And so Bridget wants to know, would I would love any insight. You know, I really
One,
love that
two,
people are
three.
using the
1,
word
2,
insight
3,
tonight.
4,
A lot of
5.
people using the word insight. But Bridget wants to know, she will love any insight you may have regarding her job.
Her job.
Yes.
2. I need to give a message to Patty real quick before I step in that, because 5 crows just flew in front of me. So sit with the number 5. Okay, and let's go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't help it. Nature's talking.
So, you know,
about
this
her
is,
job.
I've never said anyone to this. I never said this before, Bridget. But this is real interesting. And so I'm just going to say it. The word that comes up to me is quit. I usually don't get that, but yeah, I mean, I hear the word quit. And I feel that you've been pondering this for some time. And so you've been wondering, going back and forth, on how you're going to support yourself. And so don't worry about so much about how you're going to support yourself and how to make ends meet. That's going to be provided for you because you're stepping into your truth now, of allowing yourself to step away and to quit from something that no longer serves you, that something that is not in your best interest or highest interest, to allow you to be the full-fledged magical being that you are. Rebecca?
Yeah, Bridget, I just got new beginnings is what came. So the transition you're going into, there's a new beginnings coming for you. I think it's new beginnings of, I feel, a new jobs coming in, but also new beginnings of you, and of coming into this new person and transitioning from a space. I feel you were going through some really dark times here, and that's all going to be just melting away because there's this whole new beginning coming from like so many in your life.
Yeah. So, Bridget, it's time. It's time to move forward and to be of that space-time energy. You have to trust it. And so, Indigo. Well, there you go. She said she's getting ready to be promoted, fixing to be promoted. So, yeah, so definitely new beginnings for sure. So, thank you for the confirmation, Bridget. And Indigo wants to know any messages on which direction our new property will be, south, mid, or north. Much gratitude. You know, it's interesting because I feel like it. Go ahead, Rebecca.
I got mid.
Yeah, I was gonna say it feel like it's kind of sitting like right in the middle of everything, but there's also going to be like a lot of exposure to light. So I feel definitely mid as well, but I feel like later down the line that there's going to be some design changes as well to allow more natural light in the space. So yeah, all good things.
All good things are coming.
I love it. So you guys, I hope you guys received much information, much insight from us this evening in regards to our hot topic for the night, the isms, and you guys, you know, definitely, I know the isms.
The isms.
Providing.
Ism. I'm just driving since 10 o'clock, okay? It's been a long day on the road.
Well, that's going to be that's going to be me next week. I am going to be literally traveling probably from like 5 a.m. to like about 2:30. Catching my flight, 3-hour flight. Then from my flight, got to take a shuttle. Then after the shuttle, got to take a bus for 2 hours. And then after that, I finally reached my destination. Oh, I love that, Patty. So Indigo says, thank you so very much. I appreciate it and love. And Patty says, I ism very happy.
I am the what?
I ism very happy.
Aw,
And
that's
Rob
beautiful.
has to go. So thank you, Rob, for hopping on and sharing part of this energy with us.
Yeah.
So he has to go. So thank you so much, Rob, for your support and all of that. And so Rebecka cannot participate tonight because she's driving.
Why can't I participate in? I've been doing good so far. Only almost had one accident, but that wasn't my fault.
Oh no, it wasn't your fault. It's time. It is time for the tune-up.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
So, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, except for Rebecka because she's driving.
I can do many things while I drive.
I know you're multidimensional now.
I'm in a spirit car.
Yes, you are in the spirit car.
It's full of dragons and Lady Guadalupe. We've got it all covered.
Yeah, exactly. So, wherever you are, I just want you guys to take a nice big deep breath in and release. And as you allow your breath to relax and deepen the space that you're in, just begin to imagine this diamond-shaped doorway in front of you. And as you imagine this diamond-shaped doorway in front of you, you see the beauty of your soul there to greet you in front of this door. And as you approach your soul, your higher self, you are filled with love, joy, and happiness. And you allow yourself to cross over the threshold of this diamond doorway to step into the space of unconditional love, acceptance, and support for whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you wish to create is here at this space. Just everyone take a nice big deep breath in this moment. And as you are here in this space, in this 5-dimensional space, time, energy, reality, you feel this love of this crystalline golden light energy coming down and around you like a cocoon-shaped energy to support you, to love you, to help you, to guide you in all that you create, all that you manifest here in this space. Whether it's as simple as better health, better job, or simply you loving yourself wherever you are in your energetic field. Allow this golden light of energy to infuse, to connect with you. As we bring now divine balance and harmony to your field of energy now. And everyone taking a nice big deep breath. Allowing the energy fields to open even wider and to connect even deeper, all the way down to the skeletal structure. connecting to the muscles, the tissues, the organs, and organisms of the body, the mind, allowing all divinity to be heard and felt. And as you allow this golden light to infuse and connect with you, you become the master of this energy as you speak to it and allow it and guide it to assist you, to love you, to support you in the role of mastery, in the role of mastership, as you now detach from all the isms, all the labels, all the self-contained thoughts and ideas that was taught, that were learned, that no longer serve and support your higher self, allowing you to step into the new paradigm of this multidimensional energy of divine harmony and balance within and without. And everyone now take a deep breath in. Opening up the energies, allowing your hands to rest on your heart, and allowing yourself now with permission to come back to the wholeness that you are, being present and in love with yourself. Welcome back, everyone. And I see that Rebecka had to jump off because that means she made it home safely. And so, yes, everyone, take some time for yourself. Take some time to stay hydrated, rest, especially during this time with the solar flares and all this energetic shifting and transformation. So take time for you because you are important, and allow yourself to dive into your mind's light for you to see your true self, your true essence. And everyone, thank you so much. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Indigo. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, everyone who has tuned in this week. And until next time, everyone. Oh, you're most welcome, Indigo. I love that. Yes. And so you guys, just real quick, if you want to experience more of that, contact me directly and we can dive deeper into releasing all that no longer serves you. And so, yes, until next time, everyone, have an amazing, beautiful day, weekend, and week.